everyone, Ms Meagan here. I'm very excited to announce that as we end May and as we go through June, we are going to be starting a new topic together. We are going to be talking about the story of, little drum roll, Jonah. So I know that some of you have done Jonah in your classes earlier this year, which is fantastic because it's going to be a little review for you. And for those who haven't done it, it'll be an exciting new adventure for you. So check out on, you should be getting an email with this PDF in it from the church. It's got tons of activities on the back that you and your family can check out that all have to do with Jonah. And it also has some videos to check out, where to find Jonah in the Bible, as well as a new memory verse. So get excited too, because we're going to be doing a little bit of sign language in a few weeks as we learn that. So make sure you get it to memory so that when we start our sign language, you're prepared. So for those of you that do know the story of Jonah, you might remember this. For those of you who don't, here we go. Jonah was a prophet of God, and God had given him a mission. He was supposed to go to Nineveh. Now, Nineveh was kind of a scary place. It wasn't a very good town. The people there were a little crazy and did not make good choices. But God wanted Jonah to go there to tell them that they needed to turn from their wickedness and start following God. And Jonah was awfully frightened. He did not want to go to this place, right? Sometimes we don't want to go places if we know that, it might not be the best environment. So Jonah instead turned and he ran from God. And when he ran from God, he got in a boat. And after a big storm that God sent, Jonah was thrown into the ocean in order to save everyone on the boat. And then when he was in the ocean, a huge fish came along. Sometimes we think of it as a whale came along and swallowed Jonah. Now that's where I'm going to leave our story for today, but we're going to do a little activity. We are going to make an ocean in a bottle today. So I'm going to turn our computer down a little bit so you can see all my materials. So as you can see, I have a bottle. You really only need one bottle. I brought two just because one is filled with the water we're going to use. So I have two bottles. One is filled with water, so you need a bottle, water. I got blue food coloring. You really don't need it, but I thought it just might make my ocean water a little extra pretty. I have some grass, so for maybe to represent some seaweed. And then I also got some rocks and sticks and a little bit of dirt in there. So what I'm first going to do is we're going to add a little bit of blue. You don't need very much at all. I added one. We're just going to shake it up a little bit so it's ready to go. All right, perfect. Now, I'm going to hold off on putting the water into our other bottle, but it's ready to go. Okay, next, I'm going to fill our bottle with some of our things. So let's see, I have some, let's just mix it all up in there. There you go. So I have some rocks that I can put in. I'm going to put in some of that grass. Kind of represents the plants, the bottom of the ocean, maybe some like seaweed, right? Yep, and we got some more rocks. We're just going to fill it up with a bunch of stuff. And I purposely brought a little bit of dirt in because if you've ever been in a lake or an ocean, the bottom is kind of sandy and it has some dirt in it. So let's see, we're going to add a little bit of that. I'm trying to find some of these smaller rocks because some of the bigger ones I don't think are going to quite fit. Ooh, this one, look at that. That's kind of a fun one. We'll put that in. And I think we have a couple more rocks, a couple more pieces of dirt for good measure. Let's see. All right, I think that looks pretty good. That looks like the bottom of an ocean. And then we're going to add our water. Now I'm going to do it slowly. Are you ready? Here we go. Don't want to cause a mess. Because I did not bring in any paper towels, which I should have in hindsight. That was my mistake. And there it is. Beautiful. If you look really close, I'm going to screw on the cap very tightly. Right, and we can see into our ocean in a bottle. This is a really easy, fun craft. And you can see all of the fun things inside. And I bet you could add some other things that maybe you think of that would be fun. Maybe some toy fish, or maybe some little shells maybe. That would be awesome. Now, when I'm looking at my bottle, I can see through the water pretty well. I can see what's inside, right? Now, if I were to shake it, right, and I started mixing things up in there, getting all that dirt and rocks moving, my water, it got a little murky. And if I had put in some more dirt, it would have gotten even more murky. Have you ever been in a pool before? Maybe a pool, right? And when you first get in, the water is really clear. But as you start moving around, you start stirring up some of the icky stuff that might be on the bottom of a pool. That's kind of like Jonah's life at this point, right? So everything was going along fine, beautiful, clear water. It was his life. It was perfect. It was lovely. And God came along and he kind of stirred things up, right? It got kind of crazy on him. And then Jonah, on top of that, decided to not follow what God said, and he ran, right? When we allow sin to come into our lives and we kind of run away from God, our life can get a little crazy, kind of just like our bottle, right? The dirt goes everywhere. Things get murky and kind of confusing. It's important that we remember to rely on and listen to God in everything we do. I hope that you have a wonderful week and that you enjoy getting started on learning about Jonah. We'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.